It's like animal cruelty right there. Although, in Donald's defense, that shark was being kind of a jackass. He really didn't need to be pushing up that far into the middle of the screen. Should have given me a bit more space to react to obstacles. Okay, here we are, the last of the first 4 levels, and then after this we just got one more stage after that. We'll reveal the shrine after collecting the 4th treasure, and then almost done this game. This is a pretty short one. As most Game Gear / Master System games I'm familiar with are rather short. So, yeah, here we are in the valley. This is probably my favorite level in the game, or at least from what I saw on... Oh, really? I was expecting him to dive bomb me there. So, yeah, this is probably my favorite level in the game from what I remember on my test playthrough. There's some... Yeah, I was talking about how there's some, like, pretty neat creative stuff going on. Oh, I wanted to get up there. But, oh, come on. Oh, well, I guess we can take the lower route. Oh, or maybe I can get the bee to respawn. Okay, I'll give it one shot, and then I'll just take the lower route. Okay, we'll just take the lower route. Anyways, yeah, I was talking about, yeah, there's some fairly neat creative stuff going on with the levels in this game. Some, you know, fairly good variety in the different obstacles you see. They all kind of... You kind of have to deal with things in a couple different ways, and I wanted to bounce off that bee. Okay, right, the logs, I remember this. So, okay. Okay. Whoa! Okay, okay, that's how you do it. Just make a little bit of progress. Man, actually, you have kind of a specific timing window. Oh, no way! Oh, that was some BS right there. Come on. A goat jumped on my head. That was like, maybe... Okay, maybe it wasn't just the Game Gear. Maybe this game is just BS. And I was just talking about how this is a good level, too. So, yeah, you see, generally, I just like... It's just sort of a thing I like to see in platform games in general, especially kind of the ones that tend toward the more generic side. I like it when these games liven things up a bit by including a lot of different types of obstacles in each level. Oh, I did the exact same thing again. Okay, we're going to try to lead this goat up here this time. Okay, that didn't work. And I screwed it up. Oh well. One more try to get the bee, and okay, we'll take the lower route again. But, yeah, anyways, I like it when these games have a lot of different types of obstacles in one level, and this one has quite a few going for it. It's like and it changes things up a lot in terms of the... Really? That was uncalled for, game, like, seriously. I'm trying to give you props here. I'm trying to talk about how good this level is, and how there's, like, all these cool different things going on. And how this is like a good game despite its, you know, sort of not so stellar mechanics. And you're just like, breaking my balls here, Deep Duck Trouble. Trying to cut you a break. Okay, so here we are in past the first section of the valley, just about. Oh, these goats. Even the goats are trolling. Or I guess the goats are... It's mostly been the goats trolling me this whole time. Anyways, yeah, we're going to change things up in a second here, and we're going to move on to the icy segment of the mountain. And yeah, that's just what I was sort of getting at. It's just, yeah, now we're on a different part of the level with kind of a different set of obstacles. We've got these goats that are still jumping on my head from off-screen, where I can't see them, because goats are just... That's just how goats do here in the world of sentient ducks. Man. I can't remember if there was any sort of goat, like, enemy in the DuckTales, like, goat bad guy in the DuckTales series. Look at this guy, he's trying to drop snow on my head. It's like, oh, the goats, I'm telling you. And yeah, and now I'm not gonna, because I died all these times, I'm not gonna be able to find out whether or not we'll be able to use that mysterious second digit. Oh, so yeah, I got sidetracked before. How Mega Man always pissed me off with how you... Yeah, you had 2 digits for the life counter in Mega Man, but you couldn't ever make use of the second one. It's like the maximum amount of lives you could have in Mega Man was 9. It's like lives would max out at 09, and it's like, what is the 0 for? That is the dumbest thing. It's like I'm collecting all these 1-ups, and there's an extra digit there for me to be able to collect them. You could roll that 0 over to a 1, and I could have 1 0 lives, but no, the most lives you can have is 0 9, and that's just stupid. Why would they do that? And they kept on doing that or maybe I'm wrong about this, but no, from what I remember, even Mega Man frickin' 9 and 10 did the same thing. It's like, it's like they did it just to troll me. Like, what other possible explanation is there? Oh, hey, that's a diamond. I don't know what score even gets you in this game. I don't think you get, like, lives or anything based on your score. And here we are in the ice section of this level, which I actually kind of like. Typically, you know, slippery ice levels, kind of another thing that people tend to hate on in video games, but this one I kind of like, and oh, that didn't make it. Oh, I could have sworn that you needed to slide under those spikes. I don't know if I'm just misremembering or if that was another potential change from the Game Gear version. Anyways, so yeah, here we've actually got the block kicking mechanic actually put to some interesting use. Where yeah, you gotta ride the block there, so that's the thing that happened. But yeah, so I was just gonna use that as an example too of the slippery floor gimmick put to good use, but yeah, apparently you didn't even need to use it there. Although, yeah, you don't get the slippery floors on those tiny platforms, which is actually a good thing, I think. Those would be really aggravating to move on. And yeah, you've got, you know, obstacles like this, cute little gimmicks like that, where you're putting an ice block on a swordfish. It's just, yeah. I like how they change things up with, yeah. And a lot of variety, not a lot of variety in the obstacles in the levels, but, you know, enough, I'd say. Enough for me to sort of put this over the edge and make me say, put it over the edge and make me say, yeah, this is a pretty decent game, I think. Yeah, especially for what it is, like, or I guess this isn't necessarily a Game Gear game, but I don't know. I basically played my Game Gear for, like, basically whenever we'd, like, go out of town to visit my grandparents, I would, yeah, I'd play my Game Gear, and so it was like a 3-hour drive, and the batteries on the Game Gear would last for about 2 hours of that drive, so yeah, I played a lot of Game Gear driving to my grandparents' house as a kid, and, you know, as far as that goes, this game is pretty, you know, it did its job. It entertained me for part of that duration. And actually I'm finding I'm entertained by it, like, even now. It's like, yeah, for all the reasons I've kind of stated, and I should probably find something else to kind of talk about now. Kind of an interesting tidbit. Sometimes, or usually before I do these LPs, I just try to research the companies that made these games, just in case something interesting comes up. And, yeah, this game was actually... Whoop, I bet there's a 1-up or something in that other chest. Okay, here, this is it. This is the moment. Oh, that isn't ever... Okay, it is going to go away. Oh! We have a unique idle animation for... Unique shivering idle animation for the cave level. That's cool. That's really cool. I love it when video games do stuff like that. So there we are. The 1-0. Excellent. Good job, Duck Trouble. You have surpassed Mega Man in at least one regard. And yeah, here we're changing things up again. We've got this obstacle where you shoot up the ice block to make the snowball fall, and apparently you don't even need to. Okay, yeah, in the Game Gear version, this jump was definitely impossible. You needed to kick up the ice block to drop the snowball, to bounce off the snowball to get up there, but yeah, apparently the snowball is just pointless in this version of the game. Or maybe it isn't, so you have to do it again here. Except you don't, because you can just make the jump again. And there's another 1-up. So yeah, the counter goes to 11 even. That's 2 more than Mega Man could do. Okay, can we do it again? Okay, so maybe it's necessary for this last jump. Okay, good. Because yeah, that would just be dumb if this whole snowball thing were just completely pointless. There, that's the way you'd make all 3 of those jumps on the Game Gear version. And hey, we're back outside. And it's the Falcon. This is definitely the easiest boss in the game here. Yeah, even on the Game Gear, I had no trouble with this ever. Even as a kid, when I was like absolutely terrible at video games and had even worse reaction time or even worse reflexes than I have now. This boss was just like nothing. I don't think I've ever died to this boss. It's shorter than the others too, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's just you've got like so much. Yeah, I think it scrolls slower than the other one. Okay, there we go. There's a first time for everything. That was slowdown. I think kind of screwed me over there. You should have dropped down there. At least I got to show off what happens when you fall into a pit, because I like it, those nice little touches in sort of animation when just games, you know, throw in those cute little idle animations and different animations depending on how you die. It's just really cool. And speaking of which, there's actually a cool one that I forgot to show off in the previous section. If you fall into the ice water, or into the water in the ice caves, you, yeah, Donald Duck gets frozen into an ice cube, and that's cute. Yeah, I really should do a better job of trying to make a mental note of showing off those kinds of things in my LPs, but yeah. Anyways, I was complaining about the snow, the slowdown before, and yes, for some reason, whenever I get the slowdown, sometimes it causes my jump to stick a little bit, especially right after you've landed a jump. Which is why I think that the slowdown is what caused my death there earlier. So yeah, that was the fourth of the treasures that we need to reveal the shrine, and yeah, we're going on to the final level now.